Coach, I thought that was really neat. I wanted to start there. What was the thought behind just saying, hey, this is our game today, nothing else matters?
I just think, the most important thing in being consistent is being focused. And if you can't stay focused on being 1-0, all those other things get in the way of consistency. And it'll be the same thing today. The team that's most consistent, that can do it play in and play out over a longer period of time will be successful. And look, this is a marathon. We got 7 SEC games in front of us. I know Florida's a big game. Everybody is here today because of Florida, LSU. But we have to have a way to keep our guys focused from one week to the next.
Well, one of the things that I was focused on this week was looking at all of your difference makers, offense, defense, the guys that can step up and make plays. But I love the way that you're using one of them, and Xavier Thomas, the way that you are using him from the backfield and screens so many different ways, because he's such a difference maker with the ball in his hands.
And I think that's the realization, right? And when you have a guy that can do the things, has the vision, we saw him run the football, why not move him around? Because we have a number of different guys. You can see here on the screen, Xavier obviously has the ability to hit a crease and go, but he's got great vision as well. So let's be creative with the group in terms of what they can do. And you can see here, getting him to the edge and the perimeter is what we want to do the most.
I'll tell you what, I love it because I think you went back to the same play twice, and I was like, I love it. Great coaches are not afraid to do that.
Nothing better than a repeater.
That's right.
If it's working.
Just wait in a quarter, let's do it again.
Don't make it harder than it needs to be.
Coach, I want to ask you about your quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier. Obviously, the numbers haven't been gaudy yet. I don't think people realize, obviously, Clemson, great week one, ton of drop 8 last week, so not a lot of opportunity to get the ball downfield. What have you seen out of him, and what do you expect from him this year?
I think more than anything else is he's appreciating the down instead of the series or the game itself, and understanding that a good down sometimes has to be 0. And that's maturation, right? That's a guy that has gone from, hey, I want to throw touchdown passes, I want to be ripping the ball down the field, to understanding check downs, maybe running. We're going to need to see him run the ball a little bit, and I think that maturation from him is probably the biggest jump.
Coach, I want to go to the other side of football where you guys have acquired a lot of new talent.
Yeah.
You guys have put all these pieces in place. You look at a guy that doesn't get a lot of talk about, Bernard Gooden. He's a really good player. Mansour Delane, my favorite defensive back right now. All these guys have made so many plays, and maybe talk about how Blake Baker's kind of pieced these things together and really using them as weapons.
Yeah, we went to work in this January knowing that we had to upgrade our defense. And look, everyone's talking about our offense right now. Our offense needs to play better, but they will get better as the season progresses. But it was about defense. And so we went to the portal, got guys that fit the kind of character that we were looking for, and give Blake the weapons that he needs to execute a defense at a high level.
Coach, I want to go back, and I'm going to violate the Brian Kelly principle here of 1-0, but we've been here so many different times when you had a 1 at the other end because of the struggle. You made that a priority, and thank you very much.
Wow.
But I'm curious, in terms of getting that out of the way where you now have a little, there's never breathing room, but discuss winning that first game, moving here undefeated.
Well, it wasn't for me. It wasn't really for anything else but giving our players something to build off. You work so hard in the offseason. You hear all the narratives. This was their opportunity. And I guess you guys even talked about certain teams have to get over the hump. Yeah. We needed to get over that proverbial hump, if you will. Yeah. Knowing we were still a really good football team, we needed to find a way to win that football game. The kids did. Now they can focus 1 week at a time, getting back to practice and getting better each and every day.
Coach, I got to ask you this. In a rivalry game like this, when there's going to be ups and downs, how do you coach and train your players to handle the highs and the lows? Because it's such an emotional game.
Emotional stability is huge, right? You need guys that can stay in the moment, that are not swayed too high or too low. There's going to be momentum swings in this game. It's 4 to 6 seconds, one play. How do you handle that 4 to 6 and then let it go? Move on to the next play. We want to see guys that can let that go, good or bad, and move on to the next play.
All right, thank you so much, Brian Kelly, for joining us here. Let him hear it, everybody.
Thank you.
You guys will all be out loud and proud in Death Valley, and we appreciate your time, Coach. Good luck tonight.